First thing in the morning, you probably don't look your best, and your breath probably doesn't smell too good either. While it can't solve your cosmetic problems, regular brushing with toothpaste will freshen your breath and your smile. Dentists recommend brushing after every meal. Now, while most of us don't follow that rule every day, on average you will still spend more than 3,000 hours of your life brushing your teeth. So what goes into a tube of toothpaste? Production of our favourite flavoured fluoride protection starts in factories like this one. The chemical ingredients arrive in 750 kilogram sacks and include aluminium hydroxide, calcium carbonate and xanthan gum. Together, these complicated sounding chemicals will work towards one simple aim: to protect teeth from decay. Specific quantities of each chemical are measured into large containers ready to start the process of cooking up the basic toothpaste. The barcode on each trolley helps keep track of individual batches. Once the ingredients are fully combined, they're sent off to be cooked. The mixture has to be heated in large aluminium pots to prevent any unwanted chemical reactions from occurring inside the toothpaste mix. Modern toothpaste has many positive benefits, including keeping teeth white. Obviously, it also helps protect against painful gum diseases and cavities, and it can even alleviate bad breath. Back in the cookers on the factory floor, the mixture has combined to form a dough-like substance. Each batch makes enough toothpaste to fill around 30,000 tubes. When a boiler is opened up, it looks like a large mixing bowl full of icing on the inside. Spatulas are used to scrape off any excess clinging to the mixing blades. And now it's time to add some colour. Although it doesn't contain any active ingredients, this mixture will form the famous multicoloured stripes. Research shows that buyers prefer the stripy variety over the plain old white product. The coloured liquid is mixed with the plain toothpaste. Although its synthetic shade of green might look nasty, it's perfectly safe for humans to use. After combining with the basic mixture, the final concoction is less garish. It will form part of the stripy finish produced by a squeeze on the multicoloured tubes of toothpaste. Toothpastes come in a range of colours and flavours. The most popular and familiar variety is probably peppermint. Chemists get this and other flavours into the mixture by using essential oils. A gas chromatograph is used to break the oils down into their component parts. This way, the basic makeup can be seen at a microscopic level. By combining different quantities of various oils, the chemists can recreate almost any flavour they want. A dedicated testing department spends hours each day trying the new flavours. They also test the factory's regular brands, and if any of them aren't right, that batch can be isolated. Meanwhile, back on the factory floor, it's time to load up tubes with dental defense, in this case the stripy variety. Each different color enters the system through a different pipe. Worldwide demand for toothpaste is enormous, and so factories like this one have a lot of work to do. Each machine can fill 180 tubes every minute. But how do the manufacturers get the stripes evenly throughout? Well, as you can see, with these clear dummy tubes, each colour is injected at the same time from a different nozzle. This way, each stripe runs along the length of each tube. All that remains is to pack them up ready to fill the wash bags of the world. To make sure each box is full, they're all weighed. 24 tubes should come to just over 1,350 grams. Any boxes that don't contain enough tubes won't make that weight and are immediately removed. Only full boxes are sealed up to be sold. So if you know you're going to spend over 3,000 hours of your life standing in front of a mirror brushing, don't look at it as time down the drain. Think of it as time well spent protecting and polishing that winning smile.
For thousands of years, aloe vera has been considered a magical medicinal plant. Even the Aztecs used it as a miracle drug to treat many diseases. Traditional medicine appreciates its detoxification, purging, acid neutralization and fat reduction. According to modern research, it has a positive effect on blood sugar levels and blood lipid concentration, including cholesterol levels. But aloe vera is not always aloe vera. Real aloe vera, the Aloe barbadensis, is a desert lily and is cultivated in arid regions, primarily in Central and South America. The effects of aloe vera are strongly dependent upon how it is processed, and the differences already begin with how it is harvested. In order to avoid damaging the plant, the leaves should ideally be cut by hand. As the outer skin of the leaf contains poisonous aloin, a substance that protects the plant from animals and has a laxative effect on humans, the skin must be carefully separated from the inner leaf gel. This leaf gel is the most valuable part of the aloe vera plant. The gel has been proven to contain over 150 vital substances, such as vitamins, enzymes, polysaccharides and trace elements. It's this unique combination of ingredients and the way in which they interact with each other that results in the healing effect. One of the most important plant substances is asimanan, which has a positive effect on the immune system and can also reduce inflammations and free radicals. The result, the oxygen supply improves. Let's take a closer look at this fact. Blood is supplied with oxygen in the lungs and then transports it via the blood vessels into the cells. The large blood vessels branch out, becoming smaller and smaller, until they turn into tiny capillaries. Capillaries, by the way, are the smallest blood vessels. This is where the oxygen passes over from the blood vessels into the cells. Poor eating habits, environmental pollution, stress and increased physical effort weaken our immune system. Free radicals have an easier time of things and can cause microinflammations throughout the body. These inflammations can damage blood vessels and result in a thickening of the fine capillary walls. This swelling constricts the flow of blood, slowing down the blood cells on their way through the capillaries, which, as a result, impedes the oxygen supply. And it's here that the aloe vera acts. It reduces the swelling on the capillary walls. The blood cells can flow faster again, and the oxygen supply is improved. Furthermore, toxins and impurities are removed more quickly. The latest studies have revealed that other natural substances can improve the effects of aloe vera even further. These substances primarily include silicon, but they also include evening primrose and alkaline minerals. But first let's look at silicon a bit more closely. For our bodies, silicon is life essential and a structure-building element. We already know it as quartz sand, as it occurs in stones and cement. In the body, silicon is there to stabilize our human tissue. As a supportive element, it strengthens bones, hair, nails, connective tissues, and also the walls of our capillaries. As we grow older, the capillary walls have a tendency to lose their form and resilience. They can literally collapse, interrupting the blood flow. At the worst, this can lead to a stroke or a heart attack. Silicon strengthens and supports the capillary walls, thereby keeping the bloodstream open. As a result, the erythrocytes can now supply the cells with oxygen more efficiently. Silicon in its original form as quartz sand cannot be absorbed at all by the human body. Alternatives can, however, be found in nature. An ideal plant-based source is the stinging nettle. It is rich in natural silicon, which can be better absorbed by humans. Optimum oxygen supply is not only dependent on the capillaries, but also on the condition of the blood itself. Only when blood is liquid enough can it pass through the narrow capillaries. For improving flow properties of blood, we have evening primrose with its polyunsaturated fatty acids and basic alkaline minerals. Polyunsaturated fatty acids make the blood thinner. They prevent the conglutination or sticking together of blood cells and thereby stop clotting of the blood. Alkaline minerals support the elasticity of the red blood cells, thus helping them to pass through the tiny capillaries more smoothly. Both help to increase the blood's rate of flow and thus contribute to maintaining an optimum oxygen supply. So let's review the main points again. The supply of oxygen to our cells is a vital prerequisite for our overall health and also helps to safeguard us against serious illnesses. Aloe vera, with its decongestant effect, improves the oxygen supply. Silicon strengthens the vessel walls and keeps the bloodstream open. Reinforcement comes from evening primrose and basic alkaline minerals. What traditional medicine has known for a long time has now also been confirmed by modern research. Aloe vera improves your oxygen supply and therefore your general health. Because oxygen means life. Place your trust in aloe vera.
Formal press release or real announcement that drew much attention. People found out about it anyway. And the findings showed that animals who consumed the fluoridated water developed an increase in tumors, a rare form of bone cancer, an increase in thyroid cell tumors, a rare form of liver cancer, and so on. Dr. Burke also stated later in an interview that fluoride death count numbers are more like 70,000 across the board from cancers, and that fluoridation of the water supply is a killer crime. Here's the video.
Now, Dr. Burke, your research shows that if all of the United States had been fluoridated, it would mean about 70,000 extra deaths because of cancer per annum. Those are remarkable, impressive, and in fact rather disquieting figures. Could you shortly describe your research in this field and what results did you get from it?
Yes. The 70,000, of course, would represent 1/5 of all the cancer deaths in the United States, twice as many from breast cancer in women, and twice as many as from lung cancer in man. Our studies involved comparing the deaths of all persons in the 10 largest fluoridated cities of the United States with the 10 largest non-fluoridated cities in the United States year by year. And we obtained a very remarkable curve, which you can see here perhaps. Here is the fluoridated, and here is the non-fluoridated set of 10 cities each. Here's where the fluoridation started, and before this time, both sets of cities were identical. But no sooner had fluoridation started than this curve began to go up, the deaths began to increase, so that this effect occurs very promptly within 1, 2, or 5 years.
Now this, sir, is conclusive evidence that fluor kills because of cancer.
It is one of the most conclusive bits of scientific and biological evidence that I have come across in my 50 years in the field of cancer research.
Would this then, in your opinion, be the end of fluor in water, in drinking water?
It should be the end, and in the United States, it should so be the end by federal law known as the Delaney Amendment, which says that anything found to induce cancer in man or animals cannot be legally put into the food or drink of man or animals.
And of course, beyond Dr. Burke, we also have Harvard University admitting that fluoride does indeed lower IQ across the board and damage neurodevelopment in children. This is particularly concerning when you consider the fact that pregnant women drinking fluoride are actually damaging their baby before it's even born. It was published in the Environmental Health Perspectives, and that, of course, is a federal government medical journal.